Hello, hello everyone. I'm going to be doing a demo of the hub. So I'm making a video series, and this is one of the videos in the mini series where I go over each of the 17 different core features of the version 3 of Charging the Future app redesign. Beyond just a redesign, it's being written from scratch. So on the right here, you have version 2 of the app, and this is what's available now. So if you go to app.chargingthefuture.com, this is what you'll have access to. And so what this video is meant to do is go over each of the core features. For those that are not familiar, this app is focused on human trafficking survivors and making sure that we're able to get the critical services that we need, as well as connect with other survivors for friendship and support. And so here we have on the left a mock-up of the design. So the app is still in development because it has a lot of features, a lot of things that need to be sorted out before it goes live. So right now you can sign up for version 2, and what will happen is the data will just transfer over to version 3 when it's ready to be released. If you go to this link right here, you will be able to access the same demo that I'm using today. In the bottom left-hand corner, if you click Hub, it lists all 17 of the core features, and you can hop between each one at your own pace and review, and you can provide feedback if you have any. So today, I'm going to just only do the hub and the video, and then do a video for each one of the other core features. That way I'm not releasing just one long video and you have to scroll through and skip through to find the parts that you're interested in. Because to participate in this community, you do not have to use all the features. They are somewhat isolated from each other, meaning if you're only interested in social audio, you can just use Chime. You have no obligation to use anything else in the application. So this gives an opportunity for people to focus on what core service they're looking to be used, they would like to use. So for the hub, and I did do an overview video as well, and that is posted for those that are interested, and it's 46 minutes long, but I want to do short videos. So in today's video, we're doing an overview of the hub. So what is the hub? So with the existing app that we have on the right, this is what the dashboard looks like as soon as you sign in. On the left, it's completely revamped, and this is what it's going to look like now. So the intention with the hub is basically a way for people to quickly get access to the services and resources and connect with people instantly and get value immediately. One of my personal missions is to make sure that any survivor can get direct access, get material value within the first 5 minutes of using this product. And so that was the intention behind changing the homepage to this. Now, what ends up happening is that if you are not signed in, this is the first page that you see. You'll see at the top it has a bar that says, sign in, create a free account. And the reason I'm doing it this way is that it's basically read only, and it allows an individual who is visiting, who just learned about this product for the first time, to really see, is this legit? Are people really getting the services that they need? Is this something that they would be interested in? And so keep in mind, this is a mock-up, so it's not 100% in terms of the copy. So for example, if you're not logged in, the only thing you're going to see is the live general channel. These other channels you're not going to have, you're not going to have access to. And what you'll see is that there's people typing in here, engaging with each other, as well as there is also going to be a chat bot. So that way, an individual can come here and click, I need housing within this specific area with a move-in day at this time, and they'll be able to get that service. So you'll just see all the general interactions within the community here. People are aware because it's, you're on a public channel. And a good way to kind of think of it is, right now, the way that this is being done in our community is on Quora. And if you're not familiar with Quora, which you probably are, because if you landed on this video, that's where a majority of us are communicating. You're talking in an open space. And so I wanted to provide an opportunity not to replace Quora. It has its specific use case, but with this, we can move the, we can have a better way to have live, instantaneous connections and exchanges of information, goods, services, etc. directly here, which is going to be a much better suited environment for that, as you can kind of see from the user interface. And so that's just the gist of it. This is the first screen that everybody who's not signed in, you go to the app, this is what it's going to look like. The next screen that we're showing here is if you're signed in. So if you're signed in, you'll see that the interface slightly changes. As I mentioned, there's going to be automation integrated into the general channel. And the reason being is, so again, there are 17 plugins here. That's a lot of stuff. If you're new, how do you know where to go to get exactly what you need? The intention of the chatbot is to dial it down for everybody. So again, within 5 minutes, you can discover what you need to, discover within the application. And so the example I used again earlier was the housing. So if you're, you come in here and chat, what housing is available in this area, move-in date at this time, I have pets, so you don't have pets, smoker, non-smoker, etc. And the chatbot will give you some, it will go through, give you the information, and give you a link to, get access to it. So for example, in this example, it says, well, this one's giving a general update talking about, there's 12 verified safe housing listings. And you'll see here it says open Lighthouse. So Lighthouse is basically the Airbnb version for human trafficking survivors. So if you go to this if you click to the hub, Lighthouse is what it is here. And so again, if you're new to this community, you're not going to know that Lighthouse is where you need to go to, right? So instead of having you click through everything and try to discover what it is, you can go to the general channel, type in your question, and it'll direct you to the correct plugin to get the access to information you need. The other thing that is new here that you'll see is that there's now, each individual has a trust score. And it's important to note that the trust score is not like a social credit score. It is not a credit score in the financial sense either. What it really is to make sure that to have a systematic way to filter out perps in the community. So this is an invite only community, so each person that comes in gets somewhat of a review in order to get access, but it's not going to be 100%. This is an additional layer to help individuals out. And so within my definition, in trying to determine whether or not someone is a perp, is whether or not they're providing material value on a consistent basis, because perps cannot do that. And so since they cannot do this is a great way, that's something that can be quantified. And so the trust score is doing that. It is just an additional metric for you to kind of help you make a decision whether or not you want to interact with somebody or not. Again, as a member of this community, we each have the responsibility to help each other out in making sure that perps don't join and notifying us. Once one's discovered, their account is immediately deleted. And to learn more about Trust Score, again, if you go to the hub and you click Trust, you'll be able to click through all those screens. This video right now is dedicated just for the hub, and so I'm going to just stick to that topic. The next screen here in the mock-up is just showing you what the loading state is of the app, which is not really relevant for most people. For this design mock-up, the intention is that I design every single portion of the application so it's coded exactly, so that's why that shows up here. And then, what's different between version 3 and version 2 of the app, version 2 again is what is live right now, and it's a web app. The only mobile app is Chime, which is basically a dedicated Android app for social audio, and version 2 gives you the instructions on like where to download the Android app and how to sign in and stuff like that. I decided with version 3 to go and make the entire application, all the features, everything that's exactly in the web app is going to be in the Android app. And so the mock-ups have the screenshots of what the Android app is going to look like. So again, very straightforward. The hub, as soon as you open up, you don't have to be signed in, and you see the general information. And then when you're signed in, you see way more interactions. You also see a live feed of what's happening live on Chime. And then that's pretty much it. That next screen is about Chime. And so that covers the hub for this video. Again, this is just one video in a series that goes over each of these plugins. If you have any feedback, please let me know.